is empirical for anybody and everybody to do whatever it takes to make a glutathione levels always high. When it comes to the topical form of glutathione, it's different. Okay. Because the topical form of glutathione is actually getting absorbed as is. Body's not producing any, right? Because you're getting from outside sources. And so there's a potential that your levels are going to rise to high normal pretty fast. And when you raise your levels pretty fast, the body gets to work. Vitamin E is actually a great product. Vitamin E helps revive oxidized glutathione. The glutathione is getting oxidized.
Got it.
It's not getting rid of it from your body.
It's still in there, but it's dormant.
Dormant. It'll accept energy from vitamin E, vitamin C, sunlight, things like that, and become revived again as glutathione and quench for free radicals. When people say that vitamin C is an antioxidant, vitamin E is an antioxidant, I told you earlier, just because you get effect as an antioxidant, it does not mean it's an antioxidant.
Right.
Vitamin C at low concentration is an antioxidant. At high concentration, it's an oxidant. It's an oxidant.
Yeah.
In reality, vitamin C is not that smart of a molecule.
Right.
It doesn't have dual properties. There's one property. It's a pro-oxidant.
Yeah.
At low concentration, it's actually giving the energy to glutathione, the oxidized form of glutathione, is reviving itself. I'm this one lone wolf pharmacist working in the pharmacy, trying to make stuff, and at the same time I'm learning as to how this is going to help my patients.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Good Demand podcast. On today's podcast, we have Dr. Nayan Patel. Dr. Patel has been one of the most invested individuals and doctors in the world of antioxidants, and specifically spent 20 years researching and understanding glutathione. Glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant in the human body, and it is responsible for everything from keeping us young to detoxifying and helping our recovery. Glutathione until now has been extremely difficult to stabilize outside of the human body, and let alone properly be absorbed inside the body as well. Up until now, Dr. Patel actually has come up and patented his own way of stabilizing glutathione outside of the body and application through transdermal application, which is the skin, so the dermis of the skin. It is amazing what he has created. He has built his lab from the ground up and literally owns everything from the manufacturing and laboratories to the bottling of his product, which means he has driven the cost as low as possible, and the price is still pretty expensive. But this is a completely new invention, how we take glutathione. He's on a mission to bring this product all over the world, and I felt the passion from within the room. This guy is fucking amazing. You're going to really enjoy this. You're really going to learn a lot about glutathione and about other antioxidants that I didn't even know. So please enjoy the podcast. Dr. Patel is literally a winner. You can see it in his eyes. I mean, when he gave us a tour, he is about this life. You guys are really going to enjoy not only all the knowledge, but also the passion that he brings to this very, very important molecule that he has spent so much time stabilizing and perfecting to bring to us. Enjoy the podcast. Let's go. Okay, so Dr. Patel, it's good to have you. And I want to lay just a quick foundation. Glutathione is the main molecule that you're known for, and it's not very popular, but it is known to be the strongest antioxidant known to man. And it helps reduce cellular inflammation globally in the body, whether that's from external sources like toxins or pollutants in the air, water, soil, as well as natural processes in the body, such as exercise or the immune response or cellular respiration. However, it hasn't been so popular just because of its inability to be stabilized outside of the body. But that's where you came in, and why I find you to be so interesting, because you actually have the patents on how to stabilize glutathione and make it a lot easier, more effective, as well as faster to enter the body. Could you explain what you've done with glutathione?
Absolutely. So glutathione being the most abundant molecule produced in the human body, it was my dream to have figured out one day that we could actually get enhanced levels of glutathione in our body. And by doing so, I wanted to see if there's a place for us to increase lifespan or health span in the future.
Yeah.
So that was my journey, started early on. And when I started this journey on, I wanted to figure out, first of all, as a pharmacist, my job was not to figure out every single thing. My job was just can I just stabilize glutathione outside the human body in a bottle.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. As a pharmacist, I think I can do that part. So that was my first goal. So we put a chemical cap on a cysteine molecule So it smells like sulfur. It smells like glutathione, but doesn't get oxidized in the atmosphere when it comes in contact with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that was my first thing that I did. Say, okay, my job I thought was done, but then I figured out, okay, no one's going to do anything with it. So I get to keep it marching forward, right?
And that's the first big feat, by the way.
That was the first big feat. It took me a few years to figure that portion out.
That's amazing.
The second part was that how do I get glutathione inside your body? So, like traditional routes, you take it by mouth, you squirt it in your nose, you inject it in the body, you take a suppository, do inhale solutions, whatever, right? All these different modalities that we have to deliver any molecule inside your body is what I tried.
Mm-hmm.
None of them actually produces results.
No.
None of that.
Wow.
And so I said, okay, this is not right. So the only thing left was skin, right? Skin is not an easy route to go through it. So it requires additional work on my end to figure out how do I get through the skin barrier the first thing, which we were able to either make it into lipophilic, which is a lipid-loving molecule, if that's possible or not, which is a cream base. I said, that's not going to work either because it's just passive diffusion, right? So if I reduce the particle size, maybe I can get through the skin barrier a little bit. And so we did that. Was my second piece I did. I twisted the glutathione molecule and using some protein moving method to twist that molecule. But the third thing, which was a bigger barrier, was entering the cells.
Yeah.
The skin is a barrier, can be broken.
Yeah.
We can do ultrasounds, we can do some heat wave, open up the pores, and we can do some manipulations of the skin and get through the skin. But the cell barrier is even harder. Mm-hmm. And so on the cells, what we found out was they have the receptors for carbohydrates or sugars. And so I said, if I can combine my glutathione with some sugars and transport it to the smaller enough dose, of smaller size of it, transfer to your skin, the body will just suck it up as sugar.
Yeah.
And so that's where my patents came in for the way we sequestered the glutathione into these dextrin molecules.
Got it.
And the sugar molecules, the body will accept it, transport through the cells inside the cell wall, right? And so when we did that part, voila, you're able to actually get the glutathione into your body. I mean, it took us a long way because every step of the way there was barriers and barriers and barriers. So
Literally barriers. Right? That cell barrier.
Yes. And so we had to go through all of those things to get into the body. And it was possible because it's just a tripeptide. It's just a small peptide chain, right? It's a very easy one. And as you said, it's the most abundant molecule produced in the body. It's the master of all antioxidants. It's the most amazing molecule that we have in our body produced, but yet we were not able to enhance the levels.
Yeah, well, now you can. Until now through transdermal applications.
Yes.
And what I really like about glutathione, like even reading your book, like it could help with just about everything and anything. Did you guys find out in the research if it crossed the blood-brain barrier yet? Have you?
So the thing is, we have the results.
Okay.
But that does not mean it's crossing the blood-brain barrier. So when the brain fog goes away and people have clear thinking, people feel better, but that does not mean that it crosses the blood-brain barrier, right? So for that, we do have to do brain mapping studies.
Okay.
And I know the professors at the universities are looking for funding. They're actually have the applications going to NIH, and hopefully we get some funding from NIH there. And that way they can finish the studies at the university, and we're hoping for that part. Because just because you get the results doesn't mean it's working.
Scientifically.
Yeah, we had to know every single thing how it's working. Because until now, when people were using glutathione and they were measuring the levels like 6 hours or 2 weeks later, the levels was rising. They didn't care how it was getting there. All they care, levels are rising. My job is done.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
Yeah, they jumped this.
Yeah, jump to conclusion. I don't know how it's working.
They're smart.
Can I get results in every single patient I deal with?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then I'm okay.
Hell yeah.
If the answer is no, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
Like one of the doctors they had done intravenous form of glutathione, they had given anywhere from 600 milligrams to up to 10 grams.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And I asked the doctor, I said, do you get results on everybody? He goes, well, it's not a guarantee, right? I said,
Which is frustrating to you at that.
it's frustrating to me because as a pharmacist, I give a drug or product.
Yeah.
I expect results,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
If you have somebody working on your house and give them money to a contractor, you still the person to build the house for you.
Yeah.
Right? It's hey, here's your money.
Yeah.
Give me what I want.
Yeah.
So here's what your body needs. Well, give me what I want. If you don't get it, I gave you some product. What did you do with it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
As a pharmacist, it's a huge deal because I'm looking for results. People don't pay me to educate them. People won't pay me to get results.
Right. So even whether or not the blood-brain for the glutathione crosses a blood-brain barrier, it does help with mitochondria. In your book, you said it helps with the mitochondria. And we know mitochondria to be either the most important or one of the most important parts of our human body. How does glutathione support the mitochondria?
So the number one function that glutathione does, mitochondria is very, very sensitive to oxidative stress. When you have high levels of oxidative stress, it can literally reduce the number of mitochondria, reduces the function of mitochondria. It can really it can damage your whole body.
Right.
So keeping the oxidative stress low or none, especially the mitochondria, is essential.
Yeah.
So the glutathione plays a big role in doing so.
Yeah, and just for people that don't know, the mitochondria is where we have the energy production. So it's almost like a furnace, right? You're burning things
Yes.
to create energy. And anytime you burn something, there's ashes, there's things that like smog and dust that need to be relaxed, and that's a reactive oxygen species.
That's right.
So without glutathione, were those reactive oxygen species damage the mitochondria themselves?
That's right.
Okay.
It does. And ROS species or even NOS species, which is nitrogen oxide,
Okay. Yeah.
either one of them can cause the same problems, right?
Damages to the mitochondria.
Mitochondria. Mostly it's the oxygen species is the most damaging because we have abundance of those.
Right.
Right. So that's the biggest issue we have. Regardless, either one of them can damage the mitochondria. I like the analogy that when you burn fire, there's lots of
Sog ash. Yeah.
what we call process of combustion, right?
Okay.
Because they're releasing toxic materials from what's been burned,
Right. Yeah.
right? And those toxic materials have to be quenched and cleaned and get rid of it, right? And by the way, our body does not produce anything besides glutathione to deal with it.
I didn't even know that. Really.
Yeah, it doesn't produce vitamin C, it doesn't produce vitamin E, right? Even though they have been known to be antioxidants,
Right. They don't-
in reality, it's not produced in the human body. What it does, though, it revives the glutathione to make it more active. So they themselves have no function, but their function is to keep on reviving glutathione to make it more and more active.
Got it. Okay, sweet. What I really like about glutathione is that it seems to help with the biggest causes of death today, which are Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Can you give just like a quick touch on each of these four top, leading causes of death? Like if you Google leading cause of death in the United States, they're all four. And I love in your book, you kind of hit on each one of these as well. Yeah.
If you let's look at top 10 causes of death in the world.
Yeah.
Forget the United States.
Yeah.
Let's look at the whole world.
Yeah.
Top 10 causes of the death in the whole world. And some of the rural part of the world is infections, which we have. We can sanitize things and get rid of infections all the time. So let's take that one out of the picture. One of the causes of death in the world is accidents. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
And just let's say take it out of it. And there's something with it, right? So let's take it out of the picture. The rest is all of them have linked to oxidative stress.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every one of them, right? And prolonged exposure to oxidative stress can lead to a disease like Alzheimer's, which is no one thing has gone wrong. hundreds of things have gone wrong in your body over decades for you to get Alzheimer's. Hundreds of things have gone wrong for decades for you to get Parkinson's, right, or ALS, or Huntington's, things like that. A lot of things have gone wrong for years for you to have the first cancer cells in your body,
Right.
or having metabolic disorders and causing and diabetes,
Right.
or myocardial infarctions, or heart disease and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you think that glutathione is going to reverse all of those, we are kidding yourselves there, right? It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. But here's the thing. If we can stop it from the get-go and prolong the time, it starts to cause the damage. So instead of causing the damage starting at the age of 30, what if it starts causing damage at the age of 40 or 50?
Yeah.
Or better yet, 35.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
If that's the case, you have a very long lifespan or health span before you get first diagnosed of any disease.
Yeah.
Because we all know, once you get diagnosed with a disease, that's the cause of death, for real. Just a matter of time. If you have one particular disease, you may only live 6 months. If you have this disease, you may live 20 years. But regardless, that's the cause of death.
It's going to kill you. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's right. And so my job is to not to ever get diagnosed with the disease. One way is don't go to the doctors. Well, that's not helping us a whole lot, right?
Yeah, no.
The second part is that can be prolonged, postpone the oxidative stress damage that's causing these issues.
Yeah.
And the body only produces glutathione to basically help produce oxidative stress damage.
Got it.
It is empirical for anybody and everybody to do whatever it takes to make the glutathione levels always high normal.
Yeah.
So when you're young, right? My book talks about the 14-day boost to glutathione levels. Gosh, it's not a 14-day plan. It's my lifelong plan. That's what I do every single day. It's so please don't fall for the marketing gimmick that I have. It's not a 14-day plan. It's a thing. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the first thing you do.
It was to reduce that global inflammation.
But not just inflammation. Inflammation is one thing.
Okay.
Helping increase immune responses, get rid of all the bugs, reduce oxidative stress down so the body is not constant bombarded with stressors in your life. And when you do all those things, then guess what? Your body is moving freely. You're thinking clear. You have less problems coming your way. You have healthy offsprings, When you have child, they have healthier kids. So all those things plays a major role in our life.
Yeah. When I was reading and listening to you and getting to know glutathione and how amazing it is, like, I kind of just want to, like, take a bath in it. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like it can help with everything and anything. But you did mention, like, even with, like, your skincare line, if you're doing the night cream, to not do the topical at the same time or on the same day because it could be too much.
Well, yeah, it's that's why we create very small offering.
Okay.
I don't want every part to be glutathione product.
Yeah.
So we have a skincare routine which has its own glutathione regimen.
Yeah.
And then we have a wellness regimen which is glutathione. But you want to double them up, right?
Yeah.
At the nighttime you have the G seal that you use on your face. If you're using that part, you don't have to spray more glutathione on your body from the wellness products either.
Now, is that because you're just overdoing it? You don't need that much? Or is it that because you can get sick or you overdid it?
No, you don't need that much.
You don't need that.
I mean, you can use it, and please let me earn my money the hard way. I provide a service. I'm telling you what needs to be done, and overdoing your glutathione is actually not a good idea at all.
Okay, why is that?
Well, too much glutathione can actually reduce oxygen RS species to 0.
Oh, shit.
And the body needs a little bit of stressors. In stress, body performs better. And there's a little bit of stress. Your whole body is dependent on signals.
Yeah.
When there's no signals, the body says, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Where do I work?
Where'd I go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
Right? It's like body having no jobs. That's not good.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a little bit of stress. The stress comes immune responses. With the stress comes cytokine responses. With the stress comes body functions better. That's why we exercise, we breathe, we cold plunge, we do hyperbaric chambers, and we do all kinds of weird things.
Yeah.
Just to increase stressors to the body in a controlled fashion.
Yeah.
Where the body is actually sending positive responses to become more stronger, more resilient.
Yeah.
Like when you break a bone, when the bone heals, guess what? That bone is even stronger than before.
Right.
Because the body reinforces that part.
Yeah, the body's like being set to heal itself with those stressors. And that's something I wanted to ask about. A lot of my listeners are, avid. They hit the gym really, really hard.
Yep.
And then we know now not to do either, Advil or things that can reduce inflammation post-workout because they inhibit that growth response. Is that something also with your product that we should be avoiding of taking too much glutathione post-workout?
No, actually, I have a ton of athletes. I'm talking about pro athletes.
Okay.
They work out like crazy.
Okay.
Right? Their workout regimens, I can't even dream of. The amount of workout they do in a day, I do in a lifetime. Right?
Yeah, okay.
I don't work out.
Yeah.
This body's not meant to be working out a whole lot. So, but my customers do.
Yeah.
And so I tell them all the time, when you work out a lot, that's producing a lot of stress to your body. So the stress is good, but that you can only exert stress again, which is another workout regimen, once the body has zero stress. Mm-hmm. Right? And so our goal is to basically recover as fast as possible so you can work out again. And the more workouts bring more stresses to your body, the more the body is producing more cytokines, more energy. But the thing is, you should not work out if your body doesn't recuperate or recover.
Right. Yeah.
Glutathione actually helps reduce oxidative stress down fast, like really, really fast.
Yeah.
When that happens, the body recovers much, much faster. Even then, right? Like if I have clients that I have ex-NFL athletes, they were the peak of their life when they're in the 20s.
Yeah.
And now they're Hall of Famers at their 50s.
Yeah.
They kill the same workout
No.
and recuperate.
Got it.
Right? So what I tell them is, okay, if you want to do the same workout like you did when you were 20 years old, do it. Use the glutathione, and they will reduce the time for you to recuperate. So instead of waiting for 3 days to recuperate, now maybe 2 days or maybe 1 day.
So it's helping with recovery that much?
Recovery. And when the recovery is better, you can work out again.
Right.
So they become stronger, not because of the glutathione, because they are able to work out better, faster, and more frequently.
Yeah. Well, because it's either in health with recovery. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even know that. And then, but it won't impair if you were to take it post-workout, like right away, or
It's always post-workout.
post-workout you take the glutathione?
Yes, it's always post-workout, not pre-workout.
Post-workout.
It's always post-workout. So I always tell all my athletes that if you want to get the advantage of working out, don't use glutathione before you start the workout.
Got it. Post-workout. At the workout. 4 sprays though?
Most of them are 4 sprays. My athletes, my elite athletes are using the plus version. They only use it once a day. They're only using it post-workout. So if they're taking a weekend off or a Monday off, whatever, they don't use the glutathione that day anyways. They're only using it for post-workout. Plus all my athletes are pretty under the age of 30.
Oh, okay.
And so body has the ability to produce enough glutathione from your diet.
Yeah.
So follow the diet.
Follow the diet.
Stop the poisons.
Yeah.
Smoking, alcohol, whatever do you do to reduce the glutathione levels?
Yeah.
Stop the poisons.
Yeah.
Right? Eat the real foods, lots of amino acids, lots of cysteine molecule. That should be enough to produce glutathione. But the post-workout, you just like added help. You just take extra just so they can quench all the free radicals. So you basically you recover faster.
Talk about that.
There is no gold medal for you to suffer through it.
No.
Right. We don't give gold medals. Oh, I suffered my whole life. Right. I suffered the most. Okay, here's a medal. No, we go ahead. We have no medals for that.
Yeah.
So please don't expect us to give you sympathy for suffering.
No, absolutely not. Right. So I actually had a friend wonder if we could add glutathione to his hangover sack. If it could help with that.
So the hangover is actually neurotoxic.
Naive.
It's acetaldehyde. And the reason they have a hangover is because the body can only process so much alcohol in an hour.
Right.
right? So every so often, the alcohol in your liver that you, based on how much you drank, is processing the alcohol and producing acetaldehyde, which is neurotoxin. That's where the buzz and the hangover comes into play. So if you consume too much and the body can only process so much at an hour,
Yeah.
you're sleepy and the body has not processed all the alcohol yet,
Got it.
right? And to process the alcohol, you need glutathione.
Right.
So it's not a hangover per se,
Yeah.
but if you use glutathione before you go to sleep,
Yeah.
or even before you start drinking,
Yeah.
right? It will help process the alcohol faster.
Okay, great.
You're still going to be buzzy. You're still going to be impaired. You cannot drive you away.
boring.
You're still having all this paraphernalia that you're going to get from consuming alcohol. But now there's no alcohol left for it to be processed. So when you sleep through the night, all the alcohol is in process and come in effect.
Okay, cool. So it can help.
It can help.
Okay, cool.
But it's if you still get in the morning, then of course you apply more glutathione because you probably consume way more than the glutathione can help you neutralize some of this alcohol.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably not enough for some of these people out here.
Well, I always say that alcohol is a mental disorder.
Yeah.
You know, it's not alcohol does not kill people. It's the mental disease kills people, and they're using alcohol as a poison to drown themselves in.
Yeah.
And so I always say people get some help. Get some mental coach. Get somebody to talk to. Figure out what's bothering you.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, alcohol is not going to solve the problem.
No, yeah, and I've seen it. It's pretty terrible.
Pretty brutal.
This is actually a pretty interesting thing that I noticed on your product line. You actually have tocotrienols, which I think are amazing. So I assumed you're very familiar with Barry Tan and his development of that vitamin E in your product line. Are you familiar with Dr. Barry Tan? Tan.
Very thin.
No, you're not. Okay, no. But what I really loved before I even learned about glutathione was him. He developed the tocotrienols, and he says that that's the most powerful antioxidant. So I was like, okay, I should bring this up since you have it in your product line. Maybe you guys could talk about that with me.
Absolutely. So in my product line, I offer a few things. Products that I would like to take if I need for temper. So I don't take any vitamins except for magnesium. And I take various different types of magnesium. I sell one type, but that's not the only thing I take. I take all the various kinds of magnesiums for electron transfers. It's conducts electricity better than anything else. But I carry a few products just so that I can help myself where I need something to would help it. Vitamin E is actually a great product. I like vitamin E. And the reason is because vitamin E helps revive oxidized glutathione. Let me explain to you. Glutathione, there's two things that happen with glutathione that we know of. Well, there's more than two things, but the two things that is most common is the glutathione gets oxidized because of free radicals, right? And the two oxidized glutathione molecule comes together, becomes stable form that is in your body revolving, that doesn't get outside your body. And then there's another thing that happens, the glutathione gets conjugated or combined with some known toxin, and it gets rid of the toxins out of your system, but so does the glutathione.
Yeah.
This oxidized form of glutathione is revolving inside the body, which is called GSSG molecule inside your body. It will accept energy from vitamin C, vitamin E, sunlight.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? It becomes glutathione again, GSH molecule, which is the reduced form to quench for more free radicals.
Okay, so like revives the glutathione.
Exactly. It's like, if you, my kid plays all this video games, and when they're dying, they put, get your life back, right?
Yeah.
So the glutathione it's getting oxidized.
Got it.
It's not getting rid of it from your body.
It's still in there, but dormant.
Dormant. It'll accept energy from vitamin E, vitamin C, sunlight, things like that, and become revived again as glutathione and quench for free radicals. And because also says again, revive again, quench for free radicals. So when people say that vitamin C is an antioxidant, vitamin E is an antioxidant, I told you earlier, just because you get effect as an antioxidant, it does not mean it's an antioxidant.
Right.
Right? If that was true, we do a lot of high dose vitamin C injectables.
Yeah.
Because why? Vitamin C at low concentration is an antioxidant. At high concentration, it's an oxidant.
Yeah.
In reality, vitamin C is not that smart of a molecule.
Right.
It doesn't have dual properties. It has one property. It's a pro-oxidant.
Yeah.
Right? Chemically, it's a pro-oxidant.
Yeah.
At low concentration, it's actually giving the energy to glutathione, the oxidized form of glutathione, and reviving itself. That's why I take vitamin C once in a while. Low dose only. Supplements. I take once in a while, not all the time. But I get my vitamin C from my facial products too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's a treat. It's a treat. I mean, it's a treat. So I give in a fish product. That's plenty.
Yeah.
That is plenty for me for my body to revive the glutathione during the daytime. At nighttime, I'll use a glutathione serum. That's done.
Got it. Okay. And so, but you like the tocotrienols because those are very fast at replenishing the glutathione.
For the antioxidant benefits.
For the antioxidant.
But the vitamin E is also, the one in my product is annatto, which is the flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. And so the reason is because I want those essential fatty in small amount as a lipids to build my all my internal structures for my body.
Beautiful.
So small amount is great for your heart and for your kidneys and spleens and all those things.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I love that. Magnesium was also one that you had that had like did you patent that too? Because okay, great. Because I saw that there was like a special absorption method for the magnesium you have on your product line.
Yeah.
Could you explain that one? Because that one was also very low. It was like 125 milligrams on there, where typical is 500.
Yes.
So wondering if it was.
So we just combined a bunch of magnesiums together.
Okay.
And what we did was we took the magnesium, glycinates and other forms, because magnesium needs to be in multiple different forms, right? Malate, citrate, oxide, aspartate, threonate, glycinates, all these different forms of magnesium needs to come together to do different things in your body.
Right.
So, again, I'm not 100% sold on my product that I carry myself because it's a decent product as a good baseline.
Yeah.
But I also take some other forms of magnesium that other people are making Israel. So I want to get the best form that's out there to help with all my needs. Some magnesium are great for brain, like threonate.
Right.
So I take that at nighttime, and then somebody else makes that one.
Yeah.
I take some magnesium for my heart, which is aspartate. That's what I had as well.
Beautiful.
I take glycine because it absorbs better with less diarrhea. So I have that.
Yeah.
So the absorption comes in when I combine the magnesium salt with the mineral.
Got it.
So when I combine it together, it is stable. Doesn't get used up outside the capsules. And when your body accepts it, it takes the mineral and releases the magnesium. It takes the mineral, releases the ascorbic acid, vitamin C. And so we use that as a combination to do two things. Gives you the minerals and gives you the magnesium or vitamin C or whatever.
Okay, so it does two things at the same time. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I didn't really get that from the bottle when I was reading it. Going back to glutathione real quick, we've had an incident where taking glutathione actually exacerbated certain eczema or rashes. Is that something that people should be aware of if they take your topical glutathione?
Like 10 grams, is it too much?
No. Taking your glutathione, would they? Because Jordan actually has a little bit of eczema, and she did a push IV of glutathione, and it exacerbated it. So, is that something people should be wary of with your topical?
So, we don't know about the progression of the disease. The issues about the diseases, because there's too many factors in there. So I can't comment on that one. What I can comment on is what happens to glutathione levels when you take it, right? So until now, all the glutathione forms that you take, either IVs or liposomes, whatever, the body will break down the amino acids and absorb the glutathione and make glutathione out of it.
Got it.
Right? And it's no different than you consuming a whole bunch of cysteine molecules and the body from the gut takes the 16 molecules and makes its own glutathione, right? So when it does that, it does not stop your body from producing its own glutathione. Because in reality, the body is producing its own glutathione using the cysteine molecule. So it is not tanking your levels; it is improving your levels. If your symptoms are getting worse for eczema or psoriasis, that means there's something else going on that we do not know what that is, right? When it comes to topical form of glutathione, it's different, okay? Because the topical form of glutathione is actually getting absorbed as is. So when you get it absorbed as is, body's not producing any, right? Because you're getting from outside sources. And so there's a potential that your levels are going to rise to high level pretty fast. And when you raise your levels pretty fast, the body gets to work. It's like you work really hard to make money, and you buy things on a monthly basis because you only can make so much money in a month, right? So you buy one thing at a time. You make a big purchase, but you divvy up the bill payment over 30 years. Because, hey, I cannot buy a big house. I'll buy one house and you keep on paying for the next 30 years because I'll keep on working at it, right? What if I give you all the money up front?
Right.
Right? You go crazy.
Yeah.
I want to buy everything.
Yeah.
Right? So when your body gets a glutathione up front really fast, the body gets to work really fast.
Yeah.
And when that happens, sometimes it is too efficient, but the rest of the body is not able to get rid of the toxins.
It gets too efficient at it. It gets too efficient, so it cause a lot of like the excretion of toxin like quickly. Could you go too quick? Could it be
Yes.
uncomfortably quick?
Yes. Okay. And so that's the reason, right? That's why, again, as I said, it took me 13 to 15 years to figure all those things out before you would launch the product to the company, to the public.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to know. You know, I'm this one lone wolf pharmacist working in the pharmacy, trying to make stuff, and at the same time learning as to how this is going to help my patients.
Yeah.
And so I wish I had partnered with somebody else and could have done this faster. But if I did that part, that partner would have been wanted to make a lot of money, and the price would be off the charts. And so I'm thankful that I control that portion, so that way we can go straight from manufacturers to the consumers with no middleman.
That's beautiful.
I have no distributors, nobody.
That's beautiful. I got the last two questions here. So just on that same topic of like potentially people could, get too quick into detoxification. Could anybody use your product, or should they, is there something they should look at before they consider using your products? Because, they hear all these beautiful things. Again, like I want to take a bath in it. So like, so should people think about what they have going on before they use your product?
So anybody can use the product because we all make glutathione.
Yeah.
So we're not taking any product that we know the body doesn't make it. The question is, do you need to take it? Right? Until the age of 30, most human beings can produce enough glutathione.
Yeah.
No problem. So I would suggest you stop using your glutathione reserves by not smoking or drinking alcohol or eating fast foods and junk foods that use up all the glutathione. Stop sunbathing excessively. A little bit of sun is good for you because it revives glutathione. Too much sunbathing is actually damaging. Reduce exposure to toxic chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers, eat as much organic as possible. So things like that. If you do that part, your body can produce enough glutathione under the age of 30, 35, up to maybe 40. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, up to 30 for sure.
Yeah.
Right? 30 to 40, yeah. If you get a lot of ladies get pregnant, they use up a lot of glutathione to replenish.
I was like, wow, I don't know this.
And so they manage to replenish themselves and glutathione.
Right, yeah. While pregnant is okay, or
I'm sorry?
while being pregnant, it's
Oh, yeah. It's a GRAS status by FDA. Glutathione can be used by anybody. Yeah. So most of the patients, they have issues the first trimesters. They do take glutathione all the time. So they do take that. So you can do that part. But starting at the age of 30 is also the time you have a lot of stress on your mind. Either you got married, or you have kids, or you just made some financial decisions for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Or you have a new job, new bosses. I mean, we have a lot of things coming up around the age of 30, excessive stress, life, that most people are not able to handle it correctly. And they go into bad behaviors.
The drinking, the smoking, the fast food,
Oh, I don't have time. You don't understand. I have to travel every day. You don't understand what my life is like. I've heard all the stories.
Yeah.
Right? And I said that, well, that's okay. The price that you're not going to pay today, you're going to pay the price. We all going to pay the price. I pay the price.
Yeah.
Right? I have paid the price myself. And so 30 to 40 is something that people can take it if they have a stressful situation in their life. But above the age of 40, I don't think that there's anybody who has normal glutathione levels.
Okay. Wow.
So everybody needs it. The question that is, you asked a very good question, is, do I bathe in it?
You're right.
Right? Well, I wish that was true, that we could all bathe in it and wash away all problems.
Right. Yeah.
In reality, no. You only take what your body can handle.
Okay.
Right? And so follow my directions. I've done this work for a long time. I've been in this for over 15 plus years. 4 sprays, which is about half an ml of the goodREMAND, is plenty to get you high normal. Clean up on your act, get rid of all the toxins, stop exposure to chemicals that your body doesn't need to be to. And once you do that part, get to 4 sprays twice a day. If your body can handle that part, that's the dose you're going to be at for the rest of your life. No. That's going to be dosed until you feel like fantastic. Eventually, you can even use it once a day and still be okay as well. Because after a while, your body it doesn't be damaged glutathione. I don't care if you're 70 or 80 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even that, body can maintain those levels pretty high for you. So, yes and no. Everyone needs it. But no, don't take it, don't bathe in it.
Got it.
All right? First of all, you can't even afford that much.
Right. No, that's what Elise said. No, I mean, it's expensive as hell. We could. The last thing I wanted to ask, you mentioned your father in your book and how he bought a farm and he gave it away to the people in the village because he felt like it belonged to them. I have a feeling that you look up to your father and want to do something like that as well. And I think you have with the work and the dedication you put to this. I was just wondering if bringing the cost down is something on your horizons to make it more achievable for the normal person out there.
That's an excellent question, and I'm glad we're talking about costing, because that has been on my mind for the longest time. So today, my father is no longer with us.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. But in the last 10 years of his life, while he was using the glutathione, he actually was absolutely disease-free.
Wow.
He got rid of his arthritis. He got rid of his diabetes. He about 11 or 12 years before he passed away this year, he put a stent in his arteries because it was completely occluded. And the day he died, he had no restenting, no cholesterol medications, no blood thinners, no medication whatsoever.
Wow.
Living his life. At the age of 89, he was traveling the world, enjoying life.
At 89?
Traveling by himself. By himself. My mom passed away a long time ago, 25 years ago. So he was single. He traveled the world. He just picked some bags and leaves. And he's traveled the world. He was in India. He ate some food on the streets, I bet you. He got diarrhea from that, got dehydrated, fell down, broke his skull.
Oh, it wasn't even the diarrhea?
No.
It was the fall from...
It was a fall from because he got dehydrated.
Yeah.
And he passed away the next day. And when he passed away, half an hour before he passed away, he called all of us because there's no pain receptors. There's no pain. He's talking to us like, oh, don't worry, I'll be back next week in America. My ticket's already booked up, so don't worry about it. I'll be back again. And it was just like nothing happened to him. And literally half an hour later, it was gone. So that's what happened to him. But I want to tell a story that he told me.
Okay.
This is right before the book was launched. Because what he asked me is that, I said, did you discover glutathione? I said, no, Dad, I didn't discover glutathione. It was there before 140 plus years. I said, did you discover that the sugar molecules that you eat in your face is so sticky? I said, no, that was already available. Somebody else was already making the product. Okay. So you put those together and you create a product and you think that you achieved the world. I said, Dad, I was working towards it, but I had no idea this is the way it's turned out. I said, son, to me, it means you were chosen to have this product in your hands. And to me, you are nothing but a trustee of this technology. You own it. It's not yours. You discover it. You were a good observant. So you found out what it was. And so what he says is that this, to me, is you feel like you're just a trustee of this product. You're going to do one thing for me. You're going to do whatever it takes to make sure every human being on this planet have access to it.
Wow.
Right? And I understand that it's costly right now, but you're going to do whatever it takes to make this thing happen. And that's the day we decided that, you know what? We're going to figure these things out. So today we have the full manufacturing done in-house.
Oh, yeah.
We have built a whole water plant to support what we need to do. We have everything that we need, except for the raw material. So that requires a whole different ball game. We bought everything in-house. Marketing, sales, every single thing. All of our marketing sales teams don't work on commissions, right? I did everything possible so that I can go from straight from manufacturers to the consumers with no middleman.
Yeah. To drive that cost down.
To drive the cost down. Iris is expensive right now. And I want people to understand that glutathione, it is not the most expensive part in this product. When you use the product, and I hope everybody gets a chance to use it, the sticky part, the dextrin,
Yeah, the sugar molecules.
is way more expensive than glutathione itself.
Wow.
And so I want people to understand that I will do whatever it takes to bring the cost down. I will do whatever it takes to make sure everybody has access to this product in the world. And I will be talking to a lot of philanthropists. I will be talking to a lot of government agencies. I will try to figure out everything possible in my hands to make sure that if somebody can afford in some remote part of this world and they need access to this molecule of this product, then I'll do what it takes to get to them.
That's so beautiful, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that because I want to read your book and how much it could help people. It's like, oh shit, like everyone needs this. So I'm glad you have that mindset. Could you let people know where they could find more information to see if they could get your skincare products or your glutathione?
Skincare product is great because it helps pay the bills.
Yeah.
And it's really good for that. So thank you for supporting for skincare line. It's auroskincare.com, AURO skincare.com. The wellness is where my heart is. It's aurowellness.com, AURO wellness.com. Subscribe to my newsletters because I do take some time to bring some information out there.
Nice.
I'm hoping that people can read and understand and try it and see the magic happens in there. I think is nothing brings me more joy than when somebody comes and sees me and comes give me a hug. That, you know what, you changed my life. Oh, yeah, that's the best payoff. Right? It's the best payoff. Nobody can buy that. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. We'll catch you in another episode. Peace out. Bye-bye.